Hi students, welcome to e-learning. I am Professor Janet Fernandez, serving at the Department of Psychology, St. Xavier's College, MAPSA, and I'm happy to host a module for you for the paper Statistics for Psychology, offered at semester 5 for psychology students for the Bachelor of Arts program. Well, today's module is module number 8, and in this module, I'm going to cover for you the different kinds or types of measures of central tendency, their uses and preferences. The main objective of this module is to understand and differentiate the different types of measures of central tendency. We have 3 measures of central tendency: mean, median, and mode. We will also understand the uses of each of these measures and the statistical preference of using each of these measures. There are 3 kinds of measures of central tendency. One is the mean, second is the median, and the third is the mode. Now, what is the mean? Mean is also called as arithmetic mean. It is also called as average. And how is it defined? Mean is defined as the sum of all the values or scores in the series divided by the number of items. For example, you are a college-going student and you get pocket money every day. Supposing if I ask you a simple question, what is the amount of pocket money you get on an average in a week? Then what you would have to do is, supposing on Monday you get 50 rupees, on Tuesday you get 100 rupees, on Wednesday you get 60 rupees, and so on. What you would have to do is, you will have to add up all the pocket money that you get every day in a week and divide it by 6. That would give you the average. The second type of measure of central tendency is called as the median. What is the median? Median is the score or value of the central item in the series, which divides the series into 2 equal parts. That is, it is a score which divides the distribution of data into 50% above and 50% below. Supposing we have an achievement test where we have to get high scorers and low scorers, what we are planning to do is calculate the median. And the third type of a measure of central tendency is mode. What is the mode? Mode is the score that occurs most frequently and corresponds to the maximum frequency. It is the value that is most characteristic or common. Simply put, mode is that value that repeats itself most number of times. Supposing if the manufacturing unit of a large firm wants to find out which is the shoe size that will fit most number of men and women, what the manufacturing firm is trying to do is find the mode. We now proceed on to the uses of each measure of central tendency. Uses of mean. Mean is the most reliable and accurate measure of central tendency. It is more precise and can be easily calculated. In fact, mean is also called as the center of gravity, and it is used in computation of further statistics at a very high level like standard deviation, correlation, analysis of variance, etc. And also mean, when we are dealing with normal probability curve, mean is used as a starting point for an explanation. we proceed on to the uses of median. Median is the exact midpoint of the series, and median is used when the distribution contains extreme scores, because when a distribution is containing extreme scores, the most representative measure is the median. Median also has another positive characteristic, is that it can be computed graphically. So when data is given in the form of graphic representations or in the form of graphs, it is easier to compute the median. It is also used when the distribution is open-ended, and median is the best measure of central tendency when the data to be analyzed is more qualitative in nature, like for example referring to health or referring to culture. We have the uses of mode next. If we want to have a quick and approximate measure of central tendency, we have the use of mode. What is the mode? It is the most often recurring score or value of the item, and its unique importance lies in large manufacturing units who are trying to check which size fits most men and women. What they are going to make use of is the mode. And just like median, mode also can be computed graphically, that is, when data is presented to us in the form of graphs. Now we move on to what is the preference for the use of mean, median, and mode. As we have understood through this module, there are three measures of central tendency: mean, median, and mode. But when these three measures will be used in what kind of situations is called as preference for the use of mean, median, and mode. Now, when we want to obtain a reliable and accurate measure of central tendency, we calculate the mean. We also calculate the mean when we want to compute further statistics like standard deviation, coefficient of correlations, analysis of variance, and so on. And we also prefer to compute the mean when we have been given a series having no extreme items or scores. So these are the three situations in which we calculate or we prefer to use the mean. When do we prefer to use the median? When we want to get the exact midpoint of the distribution, the measure of central tendency we have to prefer is the median. We also use or prefer to use the median when we have a series containing extreme scores. We also make use of the median when there is a distribution with an open end. And we also make use of the median if there is appropriate graphical representation of data or when the data is presented to us in the form of graphs. What is the preference for using the mode, which is the third measure of central tendency? When we want to get a quick and approximate measure of central tendency, we make use of mode. When we want to know the most often recurring value or scores of an item in the series, again the preference is to make use of mode. And also, when data is given to us in a graphical representations, we can also prefer to make use of the mode. So this module has taught us different measures of central tendency, uses of each of these measures, as well as preference for use of each of these measures. To read something more about the modules, I invite you to take a look at the reference books and also make your personal study in order to learn different kinds or measures of central tendency. Thank you. Happy learning.